येवकार परत गोंयकारपणाच्या खाशा कार्यावळीत जस्ट कॅज्युअल हांव सुरज नांद्रेकर. आज आमच्या मदीं आहा एक हायली डेकोरेटेड गोवन बिझनेसमॅन म्हणूं जाता, who has been at the helm of various organizations, including he is currently the chairman of the advisory council for manufacturers for information technology, MATE, right? He has been on the GIDC board, IIT Goa board, then GIM, all those things. You go on talking, and he is supposed to be one of the most educated, I would say, but he is most decorated person in Goa. I have hardly seen any such person in Goa today. Mr. Nitin Kunkolienker, as we all know, he has been academician, he's a businessman, he's been chairman, as I told you about all those things. And today we are going to talk to him of what exactly Goa needs today. When we talk about development, there have been a lot of controversies, there have been a lot of protests regarding the IITs, the educational institutions, the development, the investment, the recruitment. So we thought today that to bring a person who has knowledge of all these things and to talk to him and find out what Goa needs today. Today, do we need development? Do we need employment? Do we need tourism and all those things? Namaskar, Nitin Bab.
Namaskar.
First thing, I would want to ask you, you have held so many positions. I don't know, in my 30 years career, I have seen a person holding so many positions, meaning at a time who has held, been at the helm at so many positions. How have you managed to do that at a very young age? You have also been the GCCA president. You have been the MATE president, for the longest serving MATE president. How does it feel? It's a proud moment for Goa, actually. Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
So, could you give your comment on how you feel about it?
Thank you. I am always proud that I could achieve so many things. But you asked me how do I manage this? It is due to the blessings of my goddess Kamaksha and all my friends and my well-wishers, and most importantly my family, especially Rupa, has been a great support in all this journey. They had to sacrifice a lot in terms of my time to them, especially my children when they were too small. My very close few friends who were like great support, they helped me a lot. And my journey into the industrial side or the dealing, especially my greatest friend, I must say, one of my greatest friend in the world, though he was our boss, he was our chairman, but today he is one of the closest person to me in the world, along with my family members, Mr. K.R. Naik, Kamlaksh Naik. We are one, we do understand each other the best. And he's quite old today, he's around 77. He has been a great support. He was part of my transformation, my family's support. Dr. Salgaonkar, in his term as a president of Chamber of Commerce, he brought me to Chamber, and then I was elevated as a president on his insistence. I credit a lot to him for that gesture. It was quite unexpected for me, and I think I took it from there of my own. I was also instrumental in, I was a founder of Verna Industries Association in 1996. I founded and made one of the most vibrant associations in the state that time, and I got a lot of recognitions, a lot of support from people, a lot of blessings. I can't take all the names, but yes, family, Mr. Naik, KR Naik are the thing which are very closest. And another person was Venkatesh from Bombay. They used to love me like crazy. So you come up because of these blessings, and I always believed in helping everybody. Whoever asked me something, I try to do my best for them. And not today, not because I'm in a position, but even when I was not in position, anything that I could do for anybody, I always did. I learned this from my grandmother and mother. So, and I came from a place like Kapem, Devunwad, outstanding village. I must say that is one of the best place in the world and I lived in one of the best place, one of the most beautiful scenic. I had a beautiful dam outside, just behind my house, which is called as a Portuguese novel. Came from a very good family, GSB family we came. But in our village, we loved each other. We had a unconditional love. We stood for each other. We supported each other, and I learned a lot of things. My basic learning started from there. So that taught me how you should be, and that nature helped me to be what I am today.
Nitin Bab, as we came to know about you, we thought of asking you all these questions today. We have lined up various questions for you on education, on industries, on employment, on GST. As you are one of the most knowledgeable persons in Goa, as I said in my intro, I would want to ask you one thing. You have been in the industries, you have been in the Chamber of Commerce. Goa today is at the crossroads. There are protests, there are the people opposing things like double tracking for coal, there are protests for industries, there are protests for IITs. Now, could you tell me what Goa needs today? Does it, all these opposition, are they justified, or what we need to?
I would reiterate what the great Napoleon had said once. Quote, he said the world does not suffer because of the violence of the bad people. World suffers because of the silence of the good people. Unquote. It's so true in Goa. Just handful of people get together and they decide that they can oppose any project. And the same people, they rotate everywhere in Goa. Opposing a project has become a fashion. The regret is that the press supports them, press highlights them. Considering the density of population of Goa, we are a very small state. We could do lots. Too many media personalities are there, too many media presence is there. As a result of which, each one is trying to make stories. And at times, these people are given so much of importance. This kind of issues of 150 people coming on a street are not even considered in any part of the world. This is a democracy. 150 people don't represent 15 lakh population. But they are highlighted. Then a couple of them will come and talk in front of a TV. He does not understand what is that project. He has not studied anything. He makes statements on the projects which is not qualified to make statement. And unfortunately, it spreads. Then all of a sudden, other agitators from Goa across 4 or 5 people come. Oh, they are fighting there. Let's go and support them. They also don't know what is the topic. They come and start opposing. So gradually, because the good people, intelligent people, majority of the people, massive majority of the state, even if they agree on something, they keep quiet. These people's vote is considered as the voice, and the government most of the time got on a backtrack for no reason, and we have actually messed up. I'll tell you the SEZ. I was the one who was supporting SEZ because SEZ was a policy announced by Government of India by late Prime Minister Atal Bihari ji. It was running fine for rest of the country. Government was on record that it's a great movement. Late Chief Minister Manohar Bhai Parrikar also had written to the Government of India that they should start SEZ in Goa. A lot of announcements were there. Even in front of National Development Council in 2003, he had made a presentation. But when the SEZ came, I don't know, all of a sudden, maybe see, we have to distinguish land allotment of IDC was an issue.
Yeah, that is what Parrikar raised the issue, and he opposed it.
Then we should have attacked land allotment process. We opposed SEZ and not the land allotment process. See what happened? SEZ was a great model that time which could have fueled a good structured growth for the state. But unfortunately that didn't happen. To our good luck, the mining boom came up for 5-6 years, so people didn't realize the impact of not having the development. So mining boom generated a lot of massive rural incomes. And I must tell you one interesting part. Unlike other states, in Goa, 85% roughly the revenue generation or the economic activity, the larger economic activity happens in the villages. You look at industrial estate, out of 11, out of 20, just 2 industrial estate are having in municipalities, rest are in village panchayats. You look at mining was completely hinterland based. You look at tourism, today you look at all the coastal belts are nothing but villages. So Goa's 85% or more comes from the rural background and scattered rural areas. And we could have captured and developed that aspect much better. We could have strengthened, besides coastal tourism, we could have strengthened our inland tourism. We could have created many more aspects. It is picking up. I'm glad that last 7-8 years the government has done and worked on that. Today, Netravali, there are cottages and you have that postcard operating from Netravali is a big achievement. Cabo Sarai operating from Betul, big achievement. Cape is operating there. So all have spread now. Besides coastal, they have also gone to the forest and all. So they maintain and preserve the ecology, but at the same time they also create revenue opportunities. See, if 66% forest cover is there in Goa, you need to also see how to maintain the ecology and also create a sustainable development. I think we should focus. We oppose because we have to oppose. To am in IT electronics city, first people said electronics is non-polluting. And when the IT electronics city was coming, people were chasing left and right and opposing. Thankfully that state came. Now, the kind of loss that happened, that crucial time when that state was being set up, we lost 4 to 5 years. You lose out. If things don't happen in time, you lose out. SEZ, you could have dealt land allotment separately. Same thing happened with IT park at Donapaula. Good or bad, but that time it was good. But today, fine, we lost. Nothing has happened on IT. IT could have transformed Goa. Today, tourism we are talking about. What kind of tourism we talk about? Today, hotels are there, hotels are full, but how long? Tourism is a sensitive thing. We need to have value-added activities. Tourism has to expand. Average span of the tourist, a qualitative family tourist is a good spending tourist. We need activities in Goa that they can enjoy. Not only that is come, stay in a hotel, loiter on the beach and go. So tourism basket has to expand, but everywhere there is a tendency of opposition. One of the reason is Goa is
may I interrupt please? There is, you are talking about tourism. Based on this only, I am asking you, can tourism and coal go hand in hand?
see coal you are saying.
I am talking about coal. The
Coal.
double tracking.
Double
What the
tracking,
people are opposing.
double tracking and coal again is a distinguishable issue. See, it is backward. It is a backwardness of the state to have a single tracking. And these were done 30-40 years back. The tracks of 40 years are not sustainable. You need to have a double tracking. You use it from MPT. Why can't we say you have a double tracking? You ban the coal. Coal has to be banned. Coal has polluted Marmagova, undoubtedly. My point is, distinguish the issues. We fail. If Government of India is creating a budget to create a double tracking, don't lose out on that. You use that for transportation of commodities. You ban coal, but allow other commodities. Don't ban the double tracking. Double tracking is a necessity. One single, like for example, Konkan Railway. Konkan Railway was set up to create a revolution between west and south, Konkan belt across Kanyakumari. Now look at it, Konkan Railway also has to go for double tracking. So today's track is not sustainable. Konkan Railway was to reduce the time from Bombay to Goa. Today it takes 12 hours for the train. It's supposed to reach in 6 to 8 hours. The train has to run with 200. Today Vande Bharat is coming with 160 kilometers, but Government of India is looking at trains beyond 200 kilometers. This track can't sustain. But whereas, and also the track has surpassed its capacity. They are using almost at 120% of the capacity, which is not the design. So we have to understand it is not only from the perspective of just the coal, double tracking and all these are to increase the mass commuting system for the transport. See, the transportation has come up. Goa can become a logistic hub. Now, when you become a logistic hub, you need to have multimodal facilities. Jabalali has become a multimodal hub. You see, Salala has become a multimodal hub. All the places in the world which has grown are coastal and port based, and all the ports are well connected to the rails. There is no port which is not connected. I always said in the past, Dabolim airport was the only airport which is not international airport, not connected to the rail. Normally, if you see abroad, they are connected to the rail. And here the rail track is just 150 meters from the airport, right?
Yeah.
But there was no connection. So we have to think in a holistic way. Double tracking, government must have. But coal, no, coal is polluting the city. Its impact
You are
is
saying no, and the government of India directly says that it is the double tracking is for coal. You must have seen the tweet of government of India. It clearly said that it is for coal. And when you talk that double tracking you have to accept, how do you see that the coal is not transported? How that can happen? How can that be dropped?
I'll tell you another thing. If at all government of India feels that it is in a larger public interest and you want to deal with the coal, but then the coal should be dealt. There are environmental standards. There are the coal is transported across the world. Why only Goa? Across the world. And coal is the requirement from the energy requirements. The coal is needed. If that is the case, you need to have stringent conditions to ensure that there is no pollution out of it. I think the standards were not followed. So pollution is our concern. You cannot let someone bring coal, handle it the way they want, be negligent about handling. Will have an impact on the society, especially people living in Vasco. There was an impact. Even we are living in Donapaula, we could feel the impact. We could see when the wind comes, the coal dust particles will move. We could feel. So I am telling you, if at all it's a larger public interest, then there should be total precaution to make sure not even 0.1% dust is spread.
Nitin Bab, coming to apart from coal, as we talk, here I have lined up various questions on education. Now tell me, this protest, what we spoke about, it's not just limited to projects. There is a protest against an educational institution, and that is IIT Goa. The IIT Goa was supposed to be set up in Shelmalauri, then in Lolie, and then Nasange. Everywhere you go, there is a opposition. Is this a systematic plan to not allow IIT in Goa? Because it seems like the CM also said a couple of days back saying that somebody is instigating people. As an academician, you have been at the helm of law college. You are at the helm of law college in Margam, Vidya Vikas Academy, Vidya Vikas School. So, and also the GIM. What do you feel about this IIT Goa protest?
I must tell you, it's very interesting. 20 years back, a lot of people used to write in press and make slogans saying that why they used to even ask Manor Bhai that time. I remember many times I was there with him. Manor Bhai, why can't we get IIT in Goa? You are an IITian, why can't you get IIT in Goa? And they used to virtually embarrass him. Why can't you get him? Get it. And he used to say, I'll try. And with his efforts that time, and I must credit him for that, he also felt there is a pressure, so many people are asking. He really pushed to get IIT. Otherwise, I don't think government of India would have seriously considered IIT for Goa. Having done that, it was the responsibility of those people, and they're not talking today. No one is coming forward saying that I was the guy who was asking for IIT. So, IIT in Goa was the biggest achievement of the government. It talked about a status that a person like Mr. Parikar enjoyed at the national level. Goa never had a status at the central level. I'll be honest with you. Just with 2 MPs and 1 Rajya Sabha member, no one bothers in 525-seater assembly, 545-seater parliament. But this one man created a name for the state, a name for himself, and he could come on and he got it. So it should be the respect of every Goan, pride of every Goan to make sure that such a thing which has come to Goa, a pride of Goa, should be encouraged and ensured that without any hesitation, this should have been established. Now, agitations have become like a joke. Just no reasoning, it's a non polluting. People are finding faults to the best of their abilities. Gueli, there was one issue. Secondly, you move to Sangam, there was another issue. Some people, and exactly certain people come of certain areas. Then you see at Lolian there was an issue because that area was coming under Western Ghats.
No, what I'm saying is the same people move from Lolian to Melavali to Gulali to Sange. The same people are opposing everywhere.
No, so the point is, educated class should take responsibility of this. Educated class of Goa should take a responsibility. I see some of these people who come are spiked by some people. Definitely they are spiked. I was coming to that. Goa has 189 panchayats and 11 councils, 40 MLAs. In a small state of Goa, of almost where we have around 11 lakh voters. Everywhere there is cross connections. We overlap, overstep in each of the constituencies, each of the jurisdiction. Somewhere things have become bad. If my ego is not satisfied, I start agitating. And people make issues out of the small basic topics and it gets personalized. And then a lot of small issues widen up, they are highlighted, no one is allowed to correct, the bureaucracy becomes defensive, the political system becomes defensive. Honorable CM has very clearly mentioned that people are instigating, and to my understanding, yes, they are being instigated. Otherwise, every time IIT cannot be opposed on different topics. The common topic is opposition to IIT, and people are just finding, people are spending time spiking it up. I don't understand. I have a question to ask. Are casinos being opposed? If people are finding so much of concern about Goa, then why casinos are not opposed? Casinos have a smooth sailing. Now you say casinos, we are dependent. If you close one casino, there is a UN cry. You've seen many things happen. People don't oppose, which are actually to be opposed. You were talking to me about drugs some time back. Now there are news, a lot of things appear in social media about so many drugs being caught. Police are trying to get back. But you think without connivance of some of the locals who would get into peddling, you think this is possible?
So basically,
So
you're trying to say that
I'll come to that. So such people in Goa have to understand those things which have to be opposed are not being opposed. And the best, a pride of the state. IIT is pride of the state. Very few states have that. Is being opposed. So we are today, I'll tell you, Aryans, I must also credit my friend Venkatesh Prabhudesai. He started Aryans Mushti Fund coaching. Today many people got opportunity to get into IIT, AIMS, BITS, then some of the top engineering colleges of the country, medical colleges. All credit to him, he created. Now, a lot of people are getting admission also in IIT and BITS, which used to be rare. Isn't it a pride? Isn't it a pride? And gradually it's going to increase. IITs bring in an ecosystem. People ask, what do I get from IIT? Employment, yes. IIT, the payments are one of the best. But besides that, it brings an research-centric ecosystem. It brings in research, it brings in value add to the industry, it brings value add to the system, social ecosystem. They can participate in many things like pollution, so many things, research they can conduct, oceanography. They are going to conduct a marine science course soon, MSc in marine science, PhD in marine science. Today we have NIO, the marine science, today we are talking about blue economy. This marine science PhDs from IIT can revolutionize the structure. See, today education has become a strategic business. How China became one of the leader in the world, they concentrated on their human resource. They concentrated on their standards like IIT. They created a revolution. Today they are giving a good challenge to a lot of world's top global technology powers. You see, the technology marvels are coming from China. It's not just the effort of one day. They built up the educational ecosystem. IIT is part of the same. NIT is part of the same. So if you oppose IIT, you oppose India's capability building process. You should be considered as an anti-national, because today, if we have to face the challenge of the world, we have to. You look at the way Pakistan has done. Everyone is trying to destabilize India. If you have to stabilize India, make a robust nation, the educational framework, and especially we have a technology dominance, right? We have we have to emerge as everything. The new world is going to be tech led. Everything is tech led today. AI, everything is going to come in your daily life. So how does it happen? It happens from the institutions like IIT. So the research, innovation, developments, where is it going to come if we don't support this ecosystem? So all governments should understand, come forward and support, and the crooks who are behind opposing the IIT or certain good investments, certain good developments of the state, the necessities of the state, necessities of the nation, are to be backed. We can't say we are not detached from India. We are an active part of India. So we have to do, even if IIT may not give 100% to Goa, but it's part of the nation building, we should stand firm and do this. There should not be any opposition.
You spoke about the IIT. I just want to ask you in brief about. See, we are talking about IIT. People are opposing. Yes, IIT is a prestigious institution of India, and which is there in very few states, very few, including Goa now. Now, what do I want to ask you basically is, in Goa we have several engineering colleges, and CM was reading the fact a few days ago saying that the engineering seats almost 30 to 40% go empty. So do you think that Goans are really interested in IITs, because when they are not taking up, many of them are not taking up seats in engineering colleges itself?
First of all, IIT seats have not gone empty.
Yeah.
And because of IIT seats, Goa Engineering Colleges seats have not gone empty. So let me clarify this.
Yeah.
NIT also is doing well.
Hmm.
NIT seats have not gone empty. Which means the qualitative engineering, which is the need of the hour of India, is full. That means Indians want qualitative engineering education. It is time to upgrade Goa Engineering College. We need to bring in GEC 2.0. The outdated style of working of GSE has to change. I was there on the board for 7 years. Unfortunately, 2-3 years went in COVID and nothing much happened. The academic bureaucracy is also hitting there. They have to come forward. There has to be a mission. The alumni of GC have to come together. They are doing very well in the world. Not only Goa or India, they are doing very well in the world. Some of the IIT, some of the Goa Engineering College alumni are pretty good. One time that was a very good college. So there is something wrong in GEC. But still, among other colleges, like it's a preference between PCC or RIT. GC is a better institution, especially for computer science course and all. So government has to elevate GEC to the level of a level 2
They are in level 3 or level 4 today.
Not just GC,
GC.
the
So I'm coming
educational
to that. I'm coming to that.
standard.
I'm coming to that. There has to be a liberalization in the policies in allowing admissions and all. Government should only be a facilitator. Government should be a regulator, but should not be interfering in the day-to-day working of the work. It's the approach of technical education department and all has to be more liberal now. RIT and PCC have to really map, probably allow people from all over to come. They can have a hostel facility. You can be in par with, but today Manipal Institute has done very well. Today VIT is doing rocking business. Bangalore, most of the top engineering colleges are doing rocking business. So what is the demand today? That you need to create world-class engineering system.
I'm not talking about just in engineering. I'm just linking it to another fact that the education standard in Goa is considered to be lower, very low as compared to the other states in India.
Education standard of Goa is not lower. Don't compare them to the metro. Bombay, Delhi, they are very competitive. The best of the brains, best of the minds, best of the professionals, everyone is there.
I'm talking about the Goa University's ranking also in this.
Look, I'll come to that. So what happens when we compare, we have to compare with the sustenance of the small states.
Yeah.
We are better. I'm not saying we are worst. We are better. They are not excellent. Certainly not. But Goa is one of the state where government is doing a lot on education. The spending of government is one of the highest on the education. Out of the total revenue goes, a large chunk goes on education. Only thing I would urge, if I have to say and I recommend on this forum, government spending on education department versus education has to be rationalized. We need to revamp the education system as a whole. And I must tell you, we have one of the finest person in the bureaucracy. He is now the Secretary Education, Prasad Loliekar. One of my very favorite officers, one of my favorite personalities. And I've seen Prasad for a very long time. He has that knack. He has a passion for understanding education and he has understood. Likewise, we need to get more people involved into the system and completely take a plan of transforming the education sector of Goa. We have pre-primary education, we need to have one understanding. We should have primary education, secondary, then college, professional colleges, medical colleges. Each one has its own funda. We can't have a generic concepts. We need to understand them and see their growth and try adopting it. Now, what has happened? I'll tell you very interesting. I had studied this. In our times, computer was not taught.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, computer was introduced some years back. We started with higher secondary, 20 years back, 25 years back. It started as a vocational course. But schools were not teaching. Now, when you start in higher secondary, it becomes an entry level. So, you will obviously start from the entry level. Then some of the students would go for first year and all. They would take computer. So, guys who are not taken vocational will go to the, again, first year BCom, or let's say he again gets into. Now, the guy who has gone into vocational has already studied basics of computer. Now, he has to again study because the first year BCom course is applicable for all guys coming from vocational as well as from non-vocational. Now, you started courses in 9th, 10th standard. Then you have taken it now up to 3rd standard to start computer. Now your coding also you have started. Now what happened to the people who already studied in 5 years back? So the vertical mobility of a course has to be evaluated. How you progress from your pre-primary till your post-graduation, and what is the flow of the content and the syllabus mapping. It is there, it is done by all individual pockets. There is no integration of education format in any state of the country. But Goa being a small state, it's easy to experiment, easy to evaluate. because everything is just in a very short distances. I think government has to set up a very dynamic task force of experts, even proper consultants, and make a framework. And if the need be, there is a potential to reduce the cost of education. The government, the kind of money spending, we can easily spend 20-25% reduction could be brought down in the cost, but invest that money into the new emerging requirements of the education. See, education is for future. We cannot talk about legacy and start running education. Education is the future growth of the child or the student. So what is that future that is coming up in front of us is what we have to map. We are going to live in a world of AI and a lot of things are going to happen. So how do we build our children not only in terms of basic academics but also the other skills of the life? Like you need to have cognitive skills, you need to have negotiation skills, you need to have very good behavioral skills, everything which will fit into the new era. Creativity. Today, differential intelligence is not recognized in the educational system, right? It's not recognized. Tare Zameen Pe was the best movie which could open up the minds of many people. But has it been implemented in the academic side? No. So there is a concept of some children are very good in a particular way. Some are excellent artists, some are going to be excellent musicians. Tap the talent. The talent tapping process is weak. Few private schools do it, but it should be a process to be done by the government. See, creativity is going to be one of the big things in the new era. Children are not going to be, they are smart children. See, I'll also tell you the children's pattern has changed. Earlier, children academics was controlled by parents. Parents would fear. Parents could not teach them, but parents could put a pressure that you listen to me, and child would listen. You know, Suraj, we are the last generation which is to listen to our parents. But we are the first generation which only listen to children.
Correct.
So imagine it's complex. So we have to understand we are dealing with that pattern of students which are growing, they control their parents, they will be of their own and they want to have acquire the world. And when 8 billion people of the world are going to be on internet, you've seen what happened on 4 billion people have come on the internet. You've seen what happened. Now by 2030, 8 billion people will be on internet, connected world. The entire world, the way it consumes, it thinks, it behaves, everything will change. World will be a small village. And the speed of the internet also will go up. Today you are on 4G. We'll be on 5G soon. It's the laying of processes. When the process is happening. When you are on 5G, your speed will go from existing 100 Mbps to 10 giga. That means you will go 100 times ahead. Imagine how the world will react. When this happens, the letter in 5G, the signals, your antennas and the base stations, today they are passive. In 5G, they will be active, super speed. The latency period, like for example, if you watch I am hearing is recording and you are playing it on your Facebook live, there will be latency, slow. You will see the lag. In 5G, the latency time will be 1 millisecond as against 50 millisecond in your 4G. So when these things are happening, the whole video-led world will come. The 4G brought in Facebook, WhatsApp, and so many things have happened. 5G, 6G is going to bring in much more transformation. The youth is not going to be the youth like me and you, our times, or what we are seeing as a youth today, not the 30, 40 year. They are going to be supersonic youth. What are the requirements of their education? We have to map and start creating it. If not, our education system will not sustain.
Then, Bob, coming back to industries, as we are running short of time now, coming back to the last question. See, you have been on the industries board. You said that you set up the industries association in Verna. My question, only the last question to you, is the industries advertising for employees and recruitment outside Goa. Many have opposed it. That thereafter the CMO has come out with a statement. Opposition leaders have criticized it. What do you think? Why should are we not having enough talent, or do we not have skilled workers? Why these industries are advertising outside?
Very interesting question, and I also used to think that in past. But see, the very fact that industries are advertising. See, you're set up an industry is growing, you need people. You advertise locally. People have not come. What do? Should I close the plant? Should I close the plant? I follow Indian constitution. Right? I follow. Every Indian has a right to take an employment anywhere in the world, anywhere in the country. Right? Am I not follows? What is wrong if I take advertise outside Goa? Have I not taken locals? Why you think an industry person will go out of Goa and advertise? Those people who oppose this, have they created a study? Have they evaluated, understood the situation? Do they have enough number of people to recommend? We have to map. Now, let's say some industries have come, farmers, some Goans don't want to work on the lines. They don't want to take a laborious job. So Goans are different. We are that way because our most of the Goans come with a little bit better standard of living as compared to many other states. So if there is a reluctance to work, then what do? You close the plant, you can't close the plant. Should I say that I will not recruit, I will wait, only when I am going to get people, I will start my production? Is that a way you commit to the globe? Today, people are talking about tariffs have become expensive. The press is writing so much, right? Indian manufacturing sector will be not competitive. Nothing is happening, right? After Trump. But don't you think these are also the issues are equally dangerous, like the tariffs? But why there is no support from media? Has anyone taken up this issue to understand what is the current factual situation? The truth is there is no availability of people. People who people oppose for optics. Idea is to say that look, I'm fighting for the cause of Goa. That's wrong. If you call industries, or if you go to that particular unit, don't go with a camera and all. People will become defensive. No one would like to talk. Go respectfully to the head of that company and say, can I have a coffee? I just want to understand myself, what is the situation, and can I help you? If I'm a Goan, I would like to say that I'll come with. If you are able to evaluate and tell me, Baba, why you are advertising there, I can help you. If I know in my known circle, if I get people, I'll give it to you. Do you think any company will say no? So if your interest is employing Goans, you will find the ways of recruiting them. I keep recruiting a lot of people. Anyone who comes to me, I keep phoning everywhere. I maintain very good relation with industry. People listen out of my respect, they oblige. My job is done. I'm not a politician. I feel like helping my Goans. I take it as my prime responsibility. It's my responsibility, my duty towards Goans. I should perform by playing that role. For purpose of a press note, if I am going to make it, nothing will work. It doesn't work. We have to be emotionally connected to our cause of Goemkarponn. Emotionally connected. Work for the benefit of Goa, work for the benefit of Goenkar, but make sure you help them to get it. If you maintain good relations, they will only tell you, sir, we want some 10 people, can you send? No one sends. Because the people are not available. People don't want to work. So at times you get a crisis. See, if you have a company, you have 500 people. Today you need 30, 40 people, 50 people. Immediately my orders are coming. If I don't get in the vicinity, my HR reports, then I have to say, okay, milte udhar se leke aao. I'm not getting from out of country, na. I'm not violating visa, na. But first preference, first opportunity should be for the Goans. And you should also see how many other people are recruited there, no? Other 300, 400 people are recruited. But we are making issues on such issue. That is where the managements get discouraged. And then they will find a ways to run the unit. No one will close down the unit. Okay. And if they have to close down a unit, that's the biggest shame on us, that we can't support the units which have come and created a good economic system. So I, being a president of ex-president of Verna Industries Association, I have dealt with it. We talk to many companies, people understand. They in fact insist on recruiting Goans. Not a single company is interested in getting people from out when they are available here. The problem comes when they are not available. I guarantee you this. I also guarantee you, as a past Chamber of Commerce president, I have seen all over Goa, even the hotels, the same situation. Everyone wants the locals to be employed. But that cost becomes low. When you get people from out, cost is very high. You have to pay accommodation, you have to give them all facilities. Virtually, you have to bag them and get. Same thing, same situation is the nurses. I have seen a couple of hospitals, they don't have enough nurses. They virtually send her back to Bangalore, Kerala, buses. They send, virtually they fill up people and get here. Now, do you mean why that is not opposed? Why only you attack industries? Or everyone is getting people from out when there is a shortage. So you have to deal with it. And if that is the opportunity, start training, start skilling, make people available, and then say I have available people, then say they are not recruited.
Thank you very much, Nitin Bab. It is such a pleasure to listen to a knowledgeable person. And today I didn't have to interrupt much because I did sometimes, but it was pleasure listening to you and getting all the answers for all the questions what we placed before you. And you were actually, I don't know, I don't have words to, to tell you. You were so knowledgeable and you give us the answers to everything. You made some good suggestions. The government of Goa, the education institute should all listen to all this, and even the politicians. He gave a good lesson in the end. Why oppose? Because we need people. We are not getting people. The industries are not getting people, and that is why many of the industries are also planning to shut down because they are not getting qualified people. Goans mostly have told me, my friends have told me that people don't want to work. Now, having said that, we have restrictions of time. It was nice talking to you, Nitin Bab, and we wish you all the best for your whatever the future journey, and we wish that you get more and more positions and make Goa proud again.
Thank you, Suraj. I'm very proud of you that you really brought this media for the benefit of Goa, Goemkarponn. I must confess, there's not a single day I have missed out on reading your e-bulletin. It's not because it's coming free, but its content is very interesting, and you've really done a very good service to the society. You never hesitated to raise the issues and keep system on toes. I'm really proud of you. Having known you for so long, you are doing wonderful job. I wish you all the best, and may God bless you always.
Thank you.
तुम्ही पळयतात गोंयकारपण गोंयकारांचो गोंयकारा खातीर.